I'm Tim,
I'm Jonah.
and welcome to Boheim Baseball.
As you're listening to this, you're probably like, hey, there's some postseason games going on right now. But guess what? There wasn't yesterday. And that is where we're going to be talking about, hey, it's almost time for the postseason, you know? Great postseason.
Exactly.
We're really excited. We already did our postseason projections and everything.
Yeah, brackets finalized, and the only thing I don't like about this new format for the playoffs is the elimination of tiebreaker games. I thought those were so much fun.
Yeah, they were fun, but, what are we going to do about it? Nothing.
Apparently cry.
I guess. So the season is officially over.
It's gone. It was great. Has really special moments all throughout it.
And some really crappy ones.
But but we're to the important part. We're to the postseason now.
We're to the postseason. I was kind of thinking, there's no games today, but the games are over except the postseason. Why don't we look back on the season? Like you said, there's a lot of things that happen every single year in baseball. This year in baseball, what an incredible year. Can I just put that out? What an incredible year of baseball. Coming into the season, we didn't know if we'd have a full 162. There's the walkout, all of that stuff. And I think it made us realize how I don't know, I'm trying to think about how to word it. If it wasn't there, how much we would have missed it, because when it was announced that it was a full 162, the beginning of the season, I was completely enveloped in every single game. After there was a slight chance there was no baseball, I was like, I don't know, man. Baseball's fun,
It is fun.
It's fun.
The lockout did have some things that kind of tainted the season a little, with starters not being built up at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, so
it
there
allowed
was
for an
that.
expanded roster for a period of time, so you got to see more players. But it also, you have Clayton Kershaw, first start of season throwing a perfect game, and then
in 5-6 innings,
he can't finish it because
Yeah.
he didn't have spring training. If he had spring training, they would have let him continue pitching that game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of cool moments this year. Thinking back on it, last year we were all amazed by Shohei. And Shohei showed us he can get better. And he did.
He was amazing this season.
Incredible. Maybe not as many home runs, but look at his pitching line. It's incredible.
Absolutely. He's worth 2 roster spots.
Worth 2 roster spots, definitely. If the Angels were in the postseason, they'd be thankful for him. What do you think they classify him as? It's limited to 13 pitchers, 13 hitters. How would they do that? How would they limit that? Could they have an extra pitcher and just classify him as a hitter?
I think they could do it either way. I think they just choose what they want more of.
Huh, that's cool.
Which is probably pitching.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. We also look back, and again, incredible season by Judge. Is now the non-Reuter home run single season king.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Huh. There's just crazy things that happen.
Absolutely.
It was crazy. Good year. Great rookies. We had Julio Rodriguez, Spencer Strider, Bobby Witt, Riley Green, Michael Harris, Vaughn Grisham. Incredible rookies came up this year. Really
it was a great rookie class, to be honest.
Good rookie class, some fun moments brought by every team, there was disappointing teams. There was teams that kind of overperformed on what the projections were. I know where mine are, and they're both in the Central. I think the White Sox were the team that underperformed the most, and the Guardians were the team that overperformed.
You really think the Guardians were that much of an overperformance?
Yeah, I do.
Many games above 500.
I do.
They barely snuck into the playoffs.
They won 92 games. 92.
They were fighting back and forth in the division the entire season. They were not that much of a
Yeah, but no one
team.
expected them to be there. If you coming into this year, you told me they'd win 92 games. I think you were on drugs. Plain and simple, I think you're losing your mind a little, man.
They're in a very crappy division. They're going to win games.
Man.
If they're going to play lots of games versus the Royals, the Detroit Tigers, you're going to win games.
Okay, then who's your outperformer? The Dodgers?
I mean, everyone expected the Dodgers to be good.
Yeah.
But maybe they didn't expect 111 wins But everyone knew the Dodgers were going to be good.
I don't know who your overperformer is going to be then. Everyone else was expected to win their division. Every other team. Maybe not the Yankees. Are you saying the Yankees are your overperformer? I would say that if we were still at the All-Star game break.
At the All-Star break, Yankees were overperforming. They had Matt Carpenter. As soon as Matt Carpenter left,
I don't think it's
lost
just
momentum.
Matt Carpenter. I don't think it's just Matt Carpenter. I really don't.
That was a key injury that kind of spun them out.
Kinda. I don't think it was
what
just
else
him.
changed from them going? Like Stanton was hurt a little too.
Stanton got hurt. Jose Trevino didn't play as well. Chapman really didn't play well. They had injuries in their bullpen. They had starters get hurt. There's more than just Matt Carpenter. I know you're a big Matt Carpenter fan, but it wasn't just Matt Carpenter.
I think he was the biggest piece that came out.
I don't know.
Is when Matt Carpenter came on is when they really got hot. They weren't that hot before Matt Carpenter joined the team. If you look at just that hot streak, the hot streak was when Matt Carpenter was adding to that lineup. And if you look at his stats, you can see why.
Yeah, but
his stats were giving them wins. Without him, they were not winning that many games.
Judge was on the roster.
He was on the roster. He was on the roster the whole season. But if you look at the offensive contribution from Matt Carpenter in that period where they were hot, he was winning them games.
He was helping.
He was winning them games.
He
Without
was
Matt
helping.
Carpenter in that lineup, they did not win that many games.
They would have. Judge was the biggest part of their team this year. He was.
He was the biggest overall contributor.
Yeah.
But during that stretch, Matt Carpenter was giving them wins.
I wouldn't say giving them wins. He was definitely helping. But I wouldn't say he's the only reason they were winning. Because he got injured and they kept winning. For a couple weeks.
Give or take.
I think the bullpen had a bigger impact. The bullpen injuries was a bigger impact for me.
I don't think so.
Anyway.
The starters struggled a lot more than the bullpen this season.
Well, yeah, but the bullpen's still going to struggle if there's injuries. Like I said, I think the pitching was more of the problem. I don't think they have a solid pitching staff.
What about Garrett Cole? Garrett Cole had an amazing season.
He also let up the most home runs out of any other pitcher. Yes, he played great. Yes, he broke the Yankee strikeout record. But at the same time, he let up a lot.
Well, he's not the
of
Cy
home
Young,
runs.
but he had a great season.
I'm not saying that's one guy. That's one guy.
Yes.
It's one guy.
I'm highlighting one pitcher. You don't have to just say he's one guy.
Everyone
Everyone knows he's just one pitcher. You can't pitch 2 times in a 5-day rotation. He's one guy. Yes, we know that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're a complete pitching staff. I don't think they're totally complete. Yes, I know they have Cole. I know they have Cortez. Severino has been good at times, but he's also been injured a lot. I don't think they're totally complete on the pitching staff. That's just my view. Sean Manaea. Wait a minute. I'm on the wrong team. Holy cow. It's Frankie Montas.
Frankie Montas.
Hasn't been the greatest for him. I think they'll perform better in the postseason, but yeah, I think their pitching was the bigger problem. We'll go more into that later. We're planning to go in-depth on every single team in the offseason, kind of show basically what they have. They're basically their season in review. You know, we got to review the season because it's over. Anyway, interesting. You know, it was a great season. I enjoyed it, but I enjoy every season for the most part. The only thing that'll make it better is the Dodgers winning the World Series, but, you know, I'm biased. You could say that for whatever team you're rooting for in the postseason.
And for the team that overperformed this year, Seattle.
But
Seattle is the overperforming team of the year.
Seattle was almost a
Seattle-
playoff team last year, though.
Seattle or Baltimore, those are the teams that overperform.
I will give you Baltimore. Baltimore, I might change my mind, actually. I think Baltimore was more surprising than the Guardians.
There, I agree on that. Baltimore is more surprising than the Guardians.
But the Guardians were way more surprising than the Mariners. Because the Mariners were like one game off the playoffs last year. So it wasn't that big of a change for them to make playoffs this year.
They also got a lot of those wins with bad teams in their division.
But they signed the Cy Young. You didn't expect them to win a couple more games?
I don't know how they got the Cy Young so cheaply.
I know
if you
that.
look at the contract Robbie Ray signed, I am astounded at how cheaply they got Robbie Ray.
It was a great deal. I keep applauding the Mariners front office.
I don't know how they did it.
The Mariners front office is doing a good job. Holy cow. That was a crazy good deal. Anyway, did you see the news that Albert Pujols was considering retiring in June this year? At a point, he considered retiring, but just kept going. And
He's considered retiring at many points in
Yeah.
the past 3 years.
I just kind of wanted to bring that up. Well, he did when the Angels released him.
Yes,
When
at
he
the
was on
point.
the Angels, he was considering it. Dodgers gave him the joy of baseball again, and then he went to the Cardinals. Didn't have the greatest first half. He kind of lost on that joy. I'm just thinking about just this. Imagine if he retired in June and we never got the second half of baseball. That's another big part of this year. Pujols' season this year, incredible for baseball. Miggy's first
Incredible.
half, incredible for baseball. We are going to miss those two so much. I know Miggy's back next year, but just when we lose those two legends, it'll be very sad for baseball.
Absolutely. Albert Pujols, he matched Judge home run for home run through the end of the season. He led baseball in slugging.
Yeah. Another really, really interesting stat that recently came out with Pujols. Pujols had more extra base hits in his career than strikeouts.
Absolutely. Man
More
is
extra
a
base
machine.
hits than strikeouts. That is a crazy stat.
He's absolutely a machine. You can't discount that guy at all. He is all there. He's a legend. He's first ballot Hall of Famer. There's nothing you could say. Like, how are you going to discredit Albert Pujols in any way?
Do you think he'll get 100% votes?
Absolutely. If you're second in all-time RBIs, you're
Yeah.
getting 100% in votes.
But only one player's ever gotten 100%. Only one ever. And that's Mayo. No one else has ever gotten 100%. There's going to be one
And
hater.
then there's Albert Pujols.
There's going to be one hater that
What? They're
going to
get mad because he was really sad in LA with the Angels because he wasn't making it to the playoffs?
Yeah, there's going to be the one